In the early years when Gaddafi came to power, he was mostly involved in the Middle East. Over the course of years, his attention changed towards Africa. Gaddafi uses the African continent to raise his international PR campaign. And he has built up a sophisticated network with other African countries. Most of these relations are built on commercial or political interests and are limited to the Sahel region. The Sahel region is just south of Libya. It stretches from the Atlantic Ocean to the Red Sea. In terms of commercial relations, Libya has pushed its reach all the way to the southern tip of the continent. Most of the commercial relations are in the form of capital investment by a Libyan investment agency called the Libyan Arab African Investment Company. This agency has some stakes in prominent corporations and companies in Africa, but the stakes are relatively small on the global scale, ranging from $10 million to $200 million. In terms of political relations, Gaddafi was involved in mediating in disputes in some African countries. For example, Libya has been involved as a mediator in Mali to resolve the conflict between the government and rebels in the north. This conflict could very well flare up again without Libyan intervention. In Liberia, Niger, Chad, and Central African Republic, Libya has provided millions of dollars in investment projects to help keep these governments stable. These countries could become fragile without this capital investment. Then there is the African Union peacekeeping missions. Libya supplies 15% of the African Union membership dues, and it also pays the dues of many smaller and poorer African nations. So without this financial support, the African Union peacekeeping missions in Sudan, Ethiopia, Somalia could be severely weakened. Once this happens, it could very well destabilize these countries. So Libya does have a certain degree of influence on some African countries. It's not a dominant influence, but the absence of Libyan involvement can have some consequences. This was a Caspian report by me, Shirvan. Thank you for watching. Sağ olun.